Hey guys, my name is Pamela and welcome back to my channel At Home With Me. Before we get started guys, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. I appreciate all of your support. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about SFAS, what it is, and basically what kind of exercises and what training looks like for our spouses. So SFAS stands for Special Forces Assessment and Selection. Yeah. And it's held in North Carolina, Camp McCall, and it's 24 days long. The only way for me to actually know what he was going through was at the time, the only thing that I remember really seeing and watching and researching was documentaries. And the one that I know that I watched the most was 2 Weeks of Hell. And it was really cool, but it was also, now that I think back on it, it's kind of strange. I don't know if it was shorter back then and it's longer now. Maybe it was just the amount of time that they were recording was 2 weeks, but it's actually, more than that. But yeah, so I'm going to try and break it down a little bit so that you spouses can get a little bit of a better understanding as to what they're going to be going through, what kind of training. Obviously, I can't really put everything out there, everything exactly that they're going to be doing, because they keep a lot of it a surprise for our spouses so that they're, not expecting certain drills and certain exercises. So, and also I think, it's kind of understandable that they're going to keep some things private. That's the military. They're supposed to do that. Now that with COVID and everything, I'm pretty sure they are going through like some sort of quarantine. The first few days, they're going to go through and do their physical fitness test. Nothing major. That's just kind of, standard. And then after that, they're going to probably be doing like a swim assessment. I remember my husband trained really hard for that because he hates swimming. He hates the water, but he did really, really good. He just had to work extra hard to make sure that he didn't fail or, just get caught in a negative mentality. They're also going to be doing a rucksack march, just some basic first aid training, and they're going to be getting smoked like a lot. So they're going to be miserable doing bear crawls, like anything you can think of that the military usually does physically. They're probably going to intensify that just so that they could weed out people that are just not ready physically and mentally. And then they're going to start transitioning over to like land navigation. They're going to do map reading. They're going to have like a compass course, do like a land nav exercise, land nav exam, and then a task training. During land nav, they could just go through really horrible terrain, and it could be raining, it could be just any type of weather is really going to make it really hard on them. So just always pray for them that they're making it from point A to point B safely and without any injuries. During that time, they're also going to work on team exercises. So if they're not really good at working with team members and working with others, being a team player, they're going to have a really rough time. They're going to struggle. So, hopefully they've opened their minds and really taken in the possibility that they might have to let go of their leadership a little bit, let somebody else lead, and then, just kind of be a team player and really share all of the roles with everybody. And look out for them as well. At the end of the day, that's what you're going to go to selection for. You're going to get selected so that you could be part of a team one day. I think it's the last thing that they really do is the trek, which is a rucksack march for up to 32 miles. It doesn't mean that it's going to be 32 miles, but it may be up to 32 miles of rucking. I remember Sean talking about it being so dang long. He just could not wait for it to be done. 32 miles is a lot. And then think about, I think they put about 50 pounds on their rucksack. I could be wrong and it could be more. But I can't picture that. Like their hips might start to hurt. their back, their shoulders, their feet, their ankles. It's all mental, you know. Of course it is physical, but a lot of it is mental, and you don't want them to just fall out and say, you know, I can't do it, especially when they've gone that far. So for me, again, I just prayed for Sean every night. And as I watched 2 Weeks of Hell, I just kind of would pause it at, you know, around the days that I thought maybe he'd be at, or I just broke it down into phases, all the things that I've said, and I would just kind of pray for him, you know, devotedly, depending on what kind of phase I thought he was in. If you don't hear from them, that's good news. That means that they did not fail, they did not quit. I'm going to be honest, that's, you know, they didn't fail, they didn't quit. So that's good news. If they do call, then unfortunately, you know, they're just going to have to try again because, you know, it didn't work out that first time, and that's okay. Lastly, towards the end, they will begin their out processing transition. So they're going to do their selection board, you know, if they get selected or not, their ceremony, and then their security clearance interviews. So that's pretty much it. After that, I remember Sean called me right away as soon as they were all done, and he was so happy. He was selected, and he was top, I think he was like top performer or top 10 out of his class, which got him Halo School. I think that's what it is. But after those 24 days, you get your babe home, they're done, and then on to the next part, the Q course. So to review, and I'm going to be reading off my notes because, guys, I forget. I usually break it down into phases because it's easier for me. But the first few days, for me, I wrote the APFT, which is the Army Physical Fitness Test, the swim assessment, the rucksack march, and then getting smoked on top of that. And then you're going to do some first aid training, just some basic first aid training. And for the second phase, I phased all of this together for myself, for my mind. They will transition into land navigation, so that includes team building exercises, map reading, compass course, and their land nav exam. For me, that was like probably like the second week. They're going to be going through all that land nav. And then for the third phase, which to me was like their third week, they're going to move into the trek, which is the rucking for up to 32 miles, long range movement, and then some task training stations. So the trek is the hardest one that Sean, I think, struggled with, and most of it was because you have to make sure that you're not rushing yourself, because you can hurt yourself, you can injure yourself. So that was the third week. And then for that remainder portion, I guess the fourth phase, they're just out processing, right? So there's ceremony, there's the selection board, and then there's security clearance. So that's pretty much it. That's how I phased it down, because I feel like that helped me organize how I should be feeling every week, you know. So first week, I need to make sure that I'm always thinking of him, you know, sending him some prayers because he needs to deal with this, and that. Second phase, okay, second week, he's going to be dealing with this, and that. That kind of kept me at ease, and it helped me understand a little bit more of what he was probably going through. And it made me feel like I was going through it with him. Obviously not physically, but emotionally, I missed him, and I knew that he was having a hard time, so I wanted to make sure that I was very well aware of what he could be doing. Okay, guys, that's it. That's it for this video. I hope that helped you out a little bit to kind of, you know, break things down into like 4 phases, because that's how I did it, and that's how it helped me. I'm a super organized person. I lie. I try to be a super organized person, and to make things into phases and to write down a list, that kind of helps me out, because then it clears my head and I haven't missed any part that Sean might have gone through. So I hope this video helps you guys out a little bit. If you have any more questions or concerns, please keep writing me. I am a stay-at-home mom right now. I'm gonna go to school in 2 months. So right now it's just me and the girls at home and hanging out with Sean and helping him with work, and me working on my YouTube videos. So I have some time to myself, and I get to talk to you guys, and I get to kind of connect with some of the spouses that are going through this journey. So If you need anything, I'm here. Just write me a message on my Instagram, or you can just leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer as much as I can. Okay, bye guys. Thank you so much.